Aklas pasimatymas.
Hello, dear listeners of our radio channel. Here is Irma Jokštytė, and I invite you to our radio program Blind Date. And today, actually, as always, we meet with interesting people. We talk about various topics that open up our minds and that help us to know each other better and to explore the less known or less explored worlds. And today I'm very happy to introduce you Reiner Delgado from Germany. Hello, Reiner.
Hello, all together.
Reiner, today we have a very fun reason, and finally in this quarantine time when the cultural life is a bit frozen and kind of stopped and very much limited, we will talk about the wonderful initiative and international song contest for blind and visually impaired people. But before that, I want you to introduce yourself and tell to our listeners, what do you do in your life?
I work at the German Federation of the Blind and Partially Sighted in Berlin. So we are the umbrella organization of associations of blind and partially sighted people in Germany. And I've worked there since 2003, and I'm responsible for social affairs. So for the work for children, parents, women, deafblind people, for sports, culture and education. Yeah, and we do a lot of projects, and now we have another one.
Yeah, and we have another very fun, very amazing and very questioning project. It is Low Vision Song Contest. So where did this idea come from?
We are doing this together with Views International. This is a network for young people with visual impairment located in Belgium and working all over Europe. And we are one member of this network. And we had in autumn of last year some Zoom talks to plan what can we do in the next year. And we planned some projects like a project of accessible city tours, where we get the approval, I guess, in the next days from the European Commission. But we planned also smaller things like language tandems, where you can meet with other people to improve your English, your French, Spanish, Italian or German also. And another thing was to think about what can we do virtually about music. And then I had the idea to make a song contest like this big ESC, what we all know, what is located in May. And I said, let's do something like this just for blind and partially sighted people. And so it came to this idea, and we wrote an invitation, and now we have 12 countries so far who like to take part. And in Germany, for instance, we have now 8 songs already that registered.
About the registration process and how it is going to be organized, we will tell a bit later. Are these all projects and the tandems? I'm linguist myself. I love languages. So these are all organized for blind, especially people, or it's kind of for anyone who wants?
It's offered especially for blind and partially sighted people, but if there comes someone sighted who wants to take part, we won't kick him out.
Okay, so the song contest, actually, do you feel same lack of cultural possibilities to show yourself culturally, to sing in Germany? Did this idea or this desire to organize finally something virtually came from this lack of music and culture in the pandemic situation?
I don't know exactly how it came up really, but this thing of doing just only virtual activities this time makes possible to do things that we would not do in real life. To organize such a song contest, it would be a very, very huge project, like to traveling from all over Europe to one place, to have accommodation and to have a place where to hold the celebration, to organize the technique and so on. We would not do this easily, but to do it virtually it's very easy. It's not so much work and nearly no costs, and so it's this pandemic gives us possibilities that we didn't see before.
Yeah, actually, that's what I always keep repeating to people, but where we were before that we haven't seen those possibilities, which were always with us. I mean, these online meetings, conversations, and many wonderful things. Okay, now I invite us to listen for a short time music, and then we will be right back and we'll continue our talk.
Aklas pasimatymas.
Hello again after this nice musical break, and today me, Irma Jokštytė, I am here in Lithuania and we have connection with Reiner Delgado, member of German Blind and Visually Impaired People Federation, who is also one of the main organizers of amazing project, International Low Vision Song Contest. Reiner, so can we tell to the listeners how it is going to be organized? And you mentioned before that 12 countries are going to take part in the project, but how the process will be done?
We start from the final. The final will be the 21st of May. So it's one day before the big ESC, what's on the 22nd of May. And in this final, we have the songs from our participating countries. So maybe we keep with 12, but maybe it will be more until then. And our plan is to have a little interview with each artist, and then play the song, to play it playback, so it won't be played live there. And after this, we might have a little talk to some well-known person. I don't know, we don't have this until now. And during this, we have an online voting. Everyone in the world can vote. And after this, we have a result, and we can give a trophy to the winner. That's nearly all. And it's up to the countries how they select their participant who takes part in the final. So it's up to Lithuania how you organize this pre-selection in your country. The only thing is the 7th of May we want to know it.
And what songs can take part in this project?
Each kind of song can take part. It must be a song, so there must be somewhere singing. So you must have a text, and so cannot be only instrumental. And one of the text authors and one of the music authors should be blind or visually impaired, and one of the actors should be blind or visually impaired. These are our conditions. And all people involved in this song must agree to this application.
So it's a very interesting concept. I mean, each of the parts have to contain one visually impaired person, right?
Yeah, more or less, yes. So it's to exclude things that we don't mean. Like as a blind singer, you could take a song from the Beatles and sing it. This is what we don't want. We want that you sing your own song, or that the composer or the authors of the song take part in this competition. So you also could not take a text from Homer from this Greek writer who was blind, very probably, and say, so I have a blind text writer and I'm sighted and compose a song, and a blind person accompanies with me with his guitar or so. This is also what we don't want. So we want people who are now doing a song together, and as I said, one of the authors and one of the actors should be blind or partially sighted.
Oh, but that's a very interesting aspect, actually. What if a blind singer or a blind artist would choose to sing a song of a dead blind author? Would that person be able to take part?
We would say no.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the first thing is the countries are responsible to do their pre-selection. So you in Lithuania have to decide who is allowed to take part, and if there come some special questions, you should discuss with the people asking, and maybe discuss with us, is this okay or not? We are not so fixed in everything, so we more want to include people than to exclude. For example, we had a question of a sighted teacher who is writing songs, and with her class of blind children, she performs the songs. And David said, if you are the only author of the songs, we would not like it so much, but you can write, for example, the text together with your students, and this would be okay. And now she's planning to write a song together with her students, and then they can take part.
Wow, so it encourages and it actually makes people cooperate and to know blind people more, I think, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay, let's listen shortly music and we will be right back.
Aklas pasimatymas.
Hello everyone who just joined us. Here is the radio program Blind Date and me, Irma Jokštytė. Today I have the connection with Reiner Delgado from Berlin, with the main organizer of International Low Vision Song Contest. And Reiner, you know, I wanted to ask you, we often talk about inclusion or how people should cooperate together in the way that the physical differences among us would be forgotten, let's say. But do you think that organizing a separate low vision song contest, what is the philosophy behind that? Do you think it will not make people cooperate or work separately again?
There's no philosophy. It's just an idea and it makes fun and we do it. That's all.
Just experimental.
So of course you are right. You could say, why is there something special for blind people? Why can you not do something for everyone also? But yeah, we are the Federation of the Blind and Partially Sighted, and I think, of course, it's very important that blind people have contact to sighted people and do something together and have inclusion. But it's also okay that we say we have something of a common cultural base and we celebrate this. And this is one point where we will do this. But indeed it was not really a plan. Let's do something only for blind people and exclude others and so. It was just an idea and we thought, yes, this would be funny, and we just do it.
Yeah, actually it's a very nice idea, you know. I think there are so many great blind and visually impaired musicians that sometimes cannot find the ways to the great big stage, let's say. For example, the main ESC is not closed for blind and visually impaired people. However, we don't see so many blind singers or artists there showing up. So what do you think could be the reason of that? Are we less competitive, or how it happens? Or maybe the focus is somewhere else?
I remember there was once a German blind participant in this song contest. She's called Corinna May, and I don't remember well where she ended in the contest on what place, but she didn't win. And I think one problem was that she cannot perform visually in that way than the others can. So many blind musicians, you would see that they are blind and that they cannot move around on the stage that way that then sighted people can do. And there are blind singers who try this. We have from Germany, for example, Joanna Zimmer. She trained a lot to how to move on the stage, and it was nearly not visible that she's blind. But it's a lot of work, and these times, and especially in this ESC, it's a lot of visual what happens there. So for this, I think especially in this kind of contest, it's difficult for blind people, because it's not only the quality of the music, but it's everything, the whole performance that counts.
Yeah, actually, it's very good aspect. How will be with the visual aspect in low vision song contest? Will it play some role, do you think? I mean, the visuality of the song that blind artists will decide to send to this contest?
The national selections, this has to do each country on its own. So in Lithuania, you can decide how you do it. And in the final, we say we need from the participants an audio, of course, but we need also something visual, like a video or just photos. And then we have a public voting, and we have nothing else just than a public voting. So I guess it depends on how many friends the participants have who vote for them and so on, and how big is the propaganda in the countries of them to vote for them. And of course, someone doing something very interesting visually, maybe it would play a role for the voting then, but I think it won't.
Let's hope at least that it won't be that of a great importance role, and we will have music contest, amazing music international contest.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's listen shortly for some music, and we will be right back.
Aklas pasimatymas.
We are returning back to our blind date. Here is me, Irma Jokštytė, and today in my date I have the connection with Reiner Delgado, organizer of International Low Vision Song Contest from Germany. Reiner, I think everyone is very much amazed and is waiting already for the song contest. You mentioned that in Germany you have already 8 songs taking part. How will it be organized in Germany, this national contest?
Like the final, so we want to have a national show. It will be on the 7th of May, and we have to look. I think we can take about 15 participants for this final show. If we have more, we would need a pre-selection still, and this we have not really planned very detailed. But then we will have a show with participants, we will interview them, we will play their song, and then there's an online voting. And this is also the final tests for the big final.
I hope we will be able to invite you to our national pre-selection, because of course, as everything today in today's context will be done online. And I hope
Yes,
yeah.
I'm very curious on all the songs that are presented in every country. So in the final show, we get to know only one song from each country, but I think there are a lot of songs, a lot of very good songs more in each country, and it would be great to know them all. Maybe there would be days and weeks to listen to all these songs that will be presented.
Do you have popular or at least, I don't know, famous or known blind and visually impaired singers and artists in Germany? And I mean, if you do, how many? How it is in Germany, the situation?
The two names I said already, Corinna May and Johanna Zimmer. But they had a time when they were famous, and actually they are not so famous anymore. And then I have heard about a more or less famous jazz singer or jazz musician, but I don't remember the name in this moment. And there are some classical professional musicians, but there's no person like Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles or something.
But do you think that, I mean, the possibilities of competitiveness in German market, because Germany for us is, you know, like something like, I don't know, the brand or something that we can take example from. What about inclusiveness of this aspect? I mean, would it be possible if, or how it is open for different physical abilities, people to show themselves?
In general, I would say to get famous as musician, you have to be very good and you have to work very hard, and you have to put all your energy on this to make this career. And then I don't know, let's say one of 10,000 persons who are good musicians will get really famous. And then you can say, and maybe one of 10,000 blind good musicians will get famous too. But as I said, you have to work a lot. You have to put all your energy on this, to leave every other things out. And I think most people don't do this, to do just nothing else than music and to work on getting jobs in singing or playing somewhere. And this lady I talked about, Johanna Zimmer, she told me that she started to sing in bars, in jazz bars in Berlin every night, and this is a very hard work for very little money. But she did it, and she believed that she would start up sometime, and in the end she did. But the chance was very small to do it, and most who try it, they fail and won't get famous. And so you have to consider for yourselves: am I really good, and do I really want to spend all my energy on this? And to have in mind that the chance to fail is very, very big.
And actually there are much more things that can make you happy. I never understood people who want to become famous because it seems to be, for me, I mean, it's very hard thing. And when you cannot live free, it's also a very hard thing. So people, don't lose your inspirations. Do whatever you want, but think if this is worth it. And Reiner, finally, what would be your encouraging message or expectation or something which we should send to not only Lithuanian audience, but to anyone who listens to us and who will be able to meet us in this, we hope, great event, the best in the world, Low Vision Song Contest. What message would you send, or how would you encourage people to take part and have fun?
Okay, yeah. I write songs too, and I'm a bit sad that I won't present a song for the contest because I'm the main organizer and it's not possible to send a song then. But I think that there are many people with visual impairment in the world or in Europe who write little songs, and I guess we will dare then in this pandemic situation sitting in our houses and listen to songs and say, wow, this is a really impressive song, and how nice to hear this, and how good that we can experience this, to listen to such nice songs or to impressive songs, and in the end we will say, oh, the cultural heritage of blind and partially sighted people is so rich in Europe, and we are a part of this community, and this is great. If people say this, then everything is okay. And yeah, and you in Lithuania or in Europe who have a little song in their mind, just play it. Send it to us, and we will be happy with it.
And the little songs will become big songs.
Maybe.
we really hope that. Thank you for this really wonderful message, and I really hope that we have possibility to talk after the contest and to see what result we came up with. And I hope, Reiner, that one day someone will exchange you, will replace you for short in organizing these amazing initiatives so that you can take part, because your songs also must be heard. Okay, thank you for everyone who listened to us. Here was Reiner Delgado from Germany, Berlin, and me, Irma Jokštytė from Lithuania, and we will see you everyone in Low Vision Song Contest.
Yeah, greetings from Berlin and have a good time.